Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Bo's Tiny Kitchen. My name is Bo. Today, I would like to introduce a very delicious Chinese dinner. It is also my personal favorite, and it's called, well, in Chinese we call it hui bing, but it's really hard to translate. I tried to find translation from the internet. It says chopped flat bread that is stir-fried with vegetables. Well, that name is too long, so I prefer to call it the cooked bread with vegetable. Maybe we should just call it that. Well, let me introduce you briefly what we're gonna do today. First, we see flour here. We're gonna make the bread, and then we're gonna fry the vegetable and meat together, make a kind of like a vegetable soup, and then we're going to cut the bread and put the bread into the soup and cook them together. It is really delicious, a little bit difficult to make, but I believe that after watching this video, you will feel that it is kind of like really easy and you would like to try yourself as well. So let's get started. The first thing, of course, put flour in. Then we're going to need some water. Well, although I'm using this cup, but actually it doesn't matter how much water we need. Very important thing here. After we put water in a cup, we need some salt. Just a little bit, not too much. The function of the salt here is to make the dough stronger. And okay, talking about making the dough, I think it's really important to remember there are 3 steps. First, slowly put water in it and stir it. Second, put them together and make a dough. Third, we need to put the dough aside and wait for like 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, now let's start it. Like I said before, slowly put water into it, and during this process, you need to keep stirring. As you can see, after we put water in it, the flour powder has become this kind of like pieces, and this is quite important because we need this process. Do not try to put all the water once all together in the flour, sorry. Yeah, slowly and slowly put water in it and keep stirring it. Well, when we mix all the flour powder and try to make all the flour powder into the bigger piece of dough, there's one thing we have to pay attention. When you do that, you need to make sure that the bigger part of the dough is not sticky outside. It's kind of like dry, at least it does not stick on your hand. It is really important because when you feel that the outside of the bigger piece is a little bit sticky and a little bit wet, it means that you put too much water each time. Just like what I do. Slowly put water into it. Just a little bit every time. And like we showed in the bowl now, we can see that they are becoming bigger pieces. Now you're on the correct way. Now it's time to push them. When is the correct time to push them? You can feel that the bigger piece is wet, but doesn't stick on your hand. See, my hand is kind of clean. Doesn't stick this all over my hand. Oh yeah, by the way, here I think I would like to show you step by step, how to squeeze the dough. It's like you catch it like this and then push it using your palm. Push it downside, but not exactly downwards. It's more like you push downwards and forward at the same time. And then pick them up and put them back to the start position. And squeeze them again, push them again, and push, and push, and push. So now we just put it here. Okay, here's other things we need today. We need pepper, and personally I like spicy food, so I put a lot of chili here. And tomato, necessary. Potato, only one, but still necessary. Carrot, we need 2. Green onion and onion. You may ask why we need both onions together, because these two actually taste different, and the combination of these two is actually better than any one of them. So that's why every time I put these two together. And of course, ginger, green onion, and garlic is always the classic, and it's always necessary too. So when you cook in Chinese food, remember, do not forget those two. Okay, so now after cutting all the vegetables, it's time to get the dough back to our stage. Okay, now how to make this dough into a round shape, making it into a ball shape? It's quite tricky. You need to use your palm, this part here, and also you need your left hand to stop them, spreading freely. So basically, the hand gesture is more like this. You need to, every time you push, you need to use your left hand to fold them together to make a round shape. So and after one push, you need to turn a little bit and squeeze again, and yeah. So now we need this one. During this process, I need to say that we need to pay attention. Do not use too much power here. The trick of making this dinner, especially making this dough, is to do it slowly. No rush, no hurry. Slowly do it, and you will make it perfectly. Yeah, as you can see, we keep the thickness of this dough, and it's not really thin, so that later when the bread is done, it will not turn completely crispy, and it will have a soft inside that is really crucial to make this dinner delicious. Put oil in the pan, not too much, just a little bit. Yeah, the temperature is okay. And I don't know whether you can see this. You can see a slightly smoke of oil get out of the pan. Now it's perfect time to put the bread into it. When you put the dough in the pan and you can hear the sound, that means you're doing the right thing. Still, we need to wait for a little while. Not done yet. Okay, when you hear the sound of like a whistle here, now it's time to turn it over. If the bread is not cooked, when you knock at it, it's more like inside is solid. The sound is weaker, and when it's cooked, the sound is louder. That's how I make the judgment whether the bread is cooked or not. About the bread, we need to cut them into this kind of like cube shape, and do not cut it too small, because if it's too small, then when boiling it, the water get into it, it will soften it. It doesn't taste really good. Onion, ginger, garlic, chili. Okay, now all the vegetable. Now the tomato gets soft, we add water into it. How much water? Well, normally we need to just cover the top of the vegetable, will be fine. Well, now we need to put cover over the pot. Now we wait until the water begins to boil. Okay, now the water is boiling inside. What we need to do now is to put the bread into the soup. Mix them up. Now put the cover back. Turn down the heat to small, between small and medium. It'll be fine. And now, let's wait for 10 minutes. So now, 10 minutes have passed. The dish is done. Now we turn off the stove. So now, this is the dish, and I hope you enjoy the video. Since this dish doesn't have a real English name, so you are more than welcome to come up with some English name about this dish and write it in the comment. I'm really happy to see some of your suggestions. And also, after last video, a lot of my friends actually gave me advice about my video about cooking. I would like to say thank you very much here, and I hope you'll continue following my video, and thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.